Hello, everyone. It is Monday morning, so it is time for our Monday morning wellbeing show. I think we're about three and a bit, maybe 4 months in at this time. So it's been interesting to be on a bit of a journey together as we go along through these interesting times, such as they are. Uh, just wait a moment for people to pop by. Actually, I might just get started and people can always pick up later or watch afterwards. So recently there was Victoria did a lovely show on an A to Z or A to Z even of sort of mental health and self care and that side of things. And I've done my own little A to Z for today, an A to Z of connection, something like that. So these are just little ideas of how we think about things, what we can be doing, and ways to feel connection with things around us, and connections with things within us as well. So that's a good thing. So I will start my A to Z. So A is for awe or aesthetics as well. So feeling inspired, seeing the beauty in things, the wonder in things, having appreciation for things, big things, small things, people, experiences, memories, these sort of things. Um, you know, as children, we have lots of wonder within us, don't we? And it's important to hang on to that as we become older people or more mature people. The wonder and magic, if we can find that in our day to day, is a really positive thing and a very grounding thing. And I've used the phrase sort of before, it's spiritual food. These things give us sort of inner strength when we see the beauty in the things around us. So that's my A of my A to Z of sort of connection and connectivity. So B is for books. So whether that's your Bible or your Beano, from fact to fiction, reading is immersive. And I'm quite a fan of physical books. I know Kindles and online reading and things are really handy and really great. But I do like to I do like a physical book. You know, that sort of texture and sort of physicality to things. And reading is you know, it's great. As I say, it can be, you know, sort of personal development. It can be personal development that you're reading or for educational sort of purposes. There's so many things to read about and to look at that are really stimulating, and it's good to look to your interests and to try and foster these things as well. So we've got B for books. C I just had for culture generally, so connecting with the culture that you've grown up with, you know, different cultures that are in your society, if you live in a bit of a multicultural community, being inspired and encouraged by other things that are going on, the different ways people do things, different ways people think about things in different arenas, different areas of life. So it's being open-minded, isn't it, and being inspired by the other way people do things and that sort of stuff. So in my A to Z, the D is, as I've spoken about before, Diogenes and dog philosophy. So again, being natural, not worrying too much about our bodies and the way they change and that sort of thing, not really feeling too much shame. People feel too much shame and beat themselves up about things or shame about their bodies. And it's about body positivity, isn't it? We're in the bodies that we're in, and you know, it's good to accept them and work with them, isn't it? Okay, so E I've put for experience. So things happen to us all the time, don't they? And it's how much attention we put to things, don't we? As I said, life is a moment and a series of moments. These things sort of come and go, but it's trying to be, you know, with your experience when you go through something. You know, what are you feeling? What are you thinking? What does it mean to you? And what have you learned or gained from experiences? Um, again, so F is for friendship, um, inner and outer. You know, being friends with yourself, accepting yourself, being friendly to your own questions and interests and worries and things, and exploring them, working with them, taking the time to attend to yourself, and within our friendships, giving people time and compassion, and growing these things, nurturing these things as something to invest in, and feeling good about the effort that you put into friendships as well, and the positivity that comes out of it, and growing friendships, making new friendships, furthering friendships, trying to understand people. We understand our people through our conversations, and learning about other people, and friendship is such a good lead into that, to understand the way people think and feel, and how they've come to think and feel that way. Okay, so G is for growth. We can't help it. We're always changing. We're always growing. Um, Again, with that sort of metaphor of our inner and outer worlds being a garden, we tend to we help grow and nurture. Um, and we talk a lot about personal growth, spiritual growth, these sort of things, and that investment in yourself, and belief in yourself that you can change, you can grow, is an important thing, isn't it? And feeling connected to other people and the things going on around us as well. So my H is for history. We're a part of it. We're making it. Um, we hopefully learn from it. There are a lot of really good lessons from history. Hopefully, we don't end up making the same mistakes from history. We can find characters like ourselves in history. We can find heroes and villains, and all these amazing stories that might tell something about ourselves and the time we live in now. Okay, so my I of my A to Z is intellect. And that's not to be confused with intelligence. They're different things. But intellect is this ability to try and see the other person's position, or the other person's ideas, or the other group's ideas. Where are they coming from? How do they understand those things? And what's the effect of where they take those things as well? Okay, and with intellect being charitable to ideas that are maybe different from our own, or new, or strange, and giving people the benefit of the doubt, using our intellect to explore ideas is important and good, isn't it? Okay, so my J in my A to Z of sort of feeling connected to things, or connectivity, is justice. So an idea of fairness, to yourself, to the people around you, to the society you live in. We mostly know when something doesn't feel right or doesn't feel fair, and it's probably good to acknowledge that, so people aren't being unfair or unkind to us, or that we're sticking up for those that maybe have less of a voice, or less access to a sense of justice. And we seek justice for our sort of friends and family, and people like that and around us, don't we? We want things to be fair. So that's not a bad thing at all. My K in connectivity is keeping with it, keeping on pushing, staying the course, whether that's with work, study, self improvement, keeping with it societally, feeling invested in things in your community, feeling a part of things, but also personally as well, keeping with moving forward with your goals, looking for what your goals are, seeing who can help you with those things, and put them into practice and into action. Okay, so L is for listening. Similarly, listening to ourselves, to others, listening to information about things we're passionate about, listening to the opinions of people we respect, listening to stories, listening to people's experiences. This is how we develop our own thoughts and things through listening. Okay, so M similarly goes with listening. Is it M for music? Music is a deeply personal sort of experience and connection, and sort of a deep thing, isn't it? That people feel and have access to. It's a stimulation of thought and feeling. So music is a really good thing to connect with if we're talking about connection and connectivity, to connect with yourself, to connect with others. Okay, so N I've got for nature. Um, you know, it's really good to feel your connection to nature and the positive things going on around you. Um, Noticing all the things that are unique to your area where you live, that grow there, that are natural or indigenous to things. It's interesting, but also the way we harness nature and can shape nature, and like with bonsai or things like that, or cultivating, you're taking the natural beauty of nature and doing something creative with it as well. So there's that interaction and connection, isn't there? And being around nature is very grounding, and very calming, and a good thing. And we want to shape our inner and outer sort of nature, and our garden as well, don't we? So O is for openness. So that's openness to people, to ideas, to challenging ourselves. Um, it's it's good to feel connected to people through through improving, through, as I say, sort of challenging our ideas, incorporating new information, finding new ways to explore the world, and to understand it. These are important things, and our openness goes with that as well. If we're open to people's subjective experiences that are different from our own, then we might be able to learn something that would otherwise be out of our range to see or understand. Okay, so P, I've chosen providence. So providence is timely preparation for future events, and as I've said before about with mental health, keeping our head above the water. It's this idea of preparing for the future. That the future is challenging, the future is exciting, and if we're prepared for these things, they're easier to take and to flow through. But also provenance in its other meaning, in the idea of sort of feeling protected, part of something, as I say, invested. So Q in my A to Z of sort of connectivity and understanding is questioning. So questioning ourselves, um, exploring when we think things aren't right, not going right, don't feel right, not on the right track, and asking what can I do to improve things? What can I do to improve the things of people around me, and have a more positive impact on people and things. So my R for my A to Z of sort of connectivity, survival, I suppose, whatever you want to call it, is reason. So it's ever so important to access our emotions and our feelings and moods, and this more emotional side of our existence. But reason and logic and rationality and this sort of pure problem solving brain power is is very helpful in overcoming negative emotions and neuroticism, and finding solutions. And that's what we need, really, isn't it? Solutions to issues, emotional issues, financial life issues, all these things. It's looking to solutions and using our brains to find those solutions. So S, I've chosen simplicity. Keep things simple. We have a habit to overcomplicate things for ourselves. So if you feel lots of different ways about something, just try and break it down into the basic. Do you like something? Do you don't like something? Does something make you calm? Does something make you happy? Just breaking things down, not having too many thoughts around every microcosm and tiny bit of life. Just keep things basic where we can. Work out what works and employ that. So T in my A to Z of trust, connected. I've given it away there, haven't I? is trust. So trust is a big thing, and it's not always about other people. We might instinctively think, "Oh, I trust that person." It's about faith in other people, but trust is also trust in yourself and self belief to survive, to thrive. And we take a risk with trust, don't we? Some people are more cautious about giving their trust to others than some other people, and some of that is from people's experience and what they've gone through. Maybe makes it harder to learn to trust people, but I think it is good to trust yourself and your decisions, and that if you're going to go for something, trust in yourself that you can do it and you can do it well, or at least to the best of your ability, because that's all we can do anyway, isn't it? Really. Okay, so I've chosen understanding. So the more we try and understand people, history, thoughts, feelings, relationships, ideas, and how we fit into things, within and without, how we sit in our families, in our communities. These are all good things, aren't they? Because it means then when you speak to someone, you know what you think about things. But hopefully we're using our openness and our simplicity and all these other things to try and understand, and move forward and learn things about ourselves, learn things about each other, synthesize, incorporate these things. Okay, my V, in my A to Z is vexation. So that's frustration or irritation. And normally these things are telling us something or giving us a warning sign when we feel these things. It's something's not right with your environment, or something's not right inside, or something's going on that's that probably needs attending to. If you find lots of things are irritating you, there are some things we can change to stop that. There are things we can ask other people to help with to change those. But I suppose attending to the things that annoy you or frustrate you, or that hold you back, is worth noticing and worth working with. Definitely. Okay, so we're getting towards the end of this. So my W is for walking. Walking is such a good thing to engage with your body. Feel the movements, feel your breath, the noticing your thoughts and the way they come and go. There's great opportunity for mindfulness and sensory, noticing your sensory perceptions and how they affect your thoughts and feelings as well, and how you can focus those and work with those in a sort of therapeutic way. But also, walking is a great way to survey your kingdom, your community. You can see the changes, what's going on, your connection to things around you. And it's exercise and hopefully social interaction as well. It's nice to say good morning to people. And again, this is your openness, it's your connection to people. Feeling grounded in your community and a part of something. Okay, so X, I've just got express yourself. Again, it's really important to express yourself. Everyone's got a voice, and speak up about how you think and feel about things, what you need from people, and and express your wishes to do good things as well. Um, okay, Y in my A to Z of sort of connectivity or sort of culture as we're doing is young people. So be inspired by young people and their outlook and acceptance, their energy, their forward looking, and like I was saying before, their solutions, sort of focused young people. If you give a problem to a young person, they try and find a solution, and quite often in a very sort of practical, cut through the rubbish sort of way. And I think that's something we can tap into sometimes. As I was saying about we overcomplicate things, and maybe sometimes that more childlike, basic view of things can be helpful, or at least creative in a sense as well. It's tapping into all these different things that we have at our disposal, which includes our memories and our childhood and all those sort of connections and things. Okay, so the Z of my A to Z of sort of culture connectivity is zeitgeist. So zeitgeist is the mood and ideas of a particular time, and like with history, you can look back and see what the zeitgeist was of a certain time, and what was the direction things were going, what were the changes that were made around that time. So what I mean with zeitgeist at the moment is it's a very complicated time that we're living in lots of different ways, and that it's okay to not necessarily know everything that's going on and understand everything that's going on all the time right now. Not everyone with the loudest voices knows exactly what they're on about. There's lots of different information, and this idea of a zeitgeist, sometimes you can only see it with hindsight, with looking at the history. So when things feel uncertain, um, and maybe you don't know how to define the sort of time that you're in this greater way, that's okay. That's really okay. Just concentrate on doing your thing and trying to live your good life, and do good for those around you that you can, isn't it? That's all we've got, isn't it? Ourselves and our environment. That's our material to work with, isn't it? So that's our A to Z. That's pretty positive stuff. It's looking within, it's looking without, it's looking to our community. Um, and we probably could have done that two or three times over. There are so many things we can be doing to improve our lot, to cope, to get by, um, and I hope we all continue to do that in a positive fashion and a protective fashion as well. So my little sort of closing thought is just on mantras, having a little phrase or a word or something that just connects you back to things, and or a phrase that is makes you feel confident and good about things. So when I feel like kicking the cat, I sometimes have to tell myself I'm a conscious, rational adult, and I might just say that to myself two or three times and take a deep breath, and then I can come back to things. So I'm just telling myself I'm conscious, I'm here, I can process things, I'm rational, I'm going to listen to my emotions, but I'm going to use my brain, and I'm an adult, so I can take things, I can handle things, and I can try and help the people around me. So thank you everyone for passing by. I do hope you all have a lovely start to the week, and take care. And I hope everyone around you is well as well. And good vibes to everyone now. Take care. See you later.